Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Let's quickly do that again. So sorry. Forgot to switch off. Okay. Okay. Right. So basically, we have no news this week. I'll do a quick recap. I'm sorry. It's my bad. Um, I hope everything else. I hope it's clear now that you can see the screen and you can hear me clearly. Okay, I'll do a quick recap. Now, we said the weekly candle would either close with a big wick or a small wick, right? It's going to close bearish, but it could either close with a smaller wick. That was the first scenario, which means the daily candle would continue to close bearish and come down, uh, or the weekly candle will close with a big wick, right? Around 3194, 3200, that area, and it would still close bearish, but it would need to close with a um, uh, it would need to close with a it would need to push down and close with a bigger daily wick, right? Okay, so that's what happened. It was the second scenario. Price did close bearish on Friday, but a bigger wick here. Okay, and what price did was it came here to 3167, right? I think that was just the NY open, I think, or pre-NY. NY open, form 30-minute support, grab liquidity from 3167, and then pushed all the way up. Right now, there was no volume in the NY session. There was first 2-3 hours, there was no volume at all. We've had 3 weeks of this, right? And I'm not expecting any volume today either. That's why I always say be very conservative with your TPs. 40, 50 pips, you partial close at least 30, 40% of your position, and then let the rest run to targets, right? Because until we start seeing a lot of volume, 2 consecutive days of a lot of volume in the first 2 hours of the NY session, we uh, we account for no volume, right? And we trade expecting no volume. All right. So yeah, going back to the daily now, we could we could have a range, right? We still haven't clearly seen a top or a bottom yet. This could be the bottom, this could be the top, but we need to see more candles, maybe more 4-hour candles, to know what the top and the bottom is going to be like, right? Is this going to be the top and is this the bottom, or are we going to go further up and start creating a top higher than that, right? So we'll have to wait for the next maybe 8 hours, 10 hours to see if they're going to form a top and a bottom, and if the weekly candle is then likely going to close a small body bear candle, right, or a small body bull candle, because there is no news this week. So I don't know, the price is going to push down 1,400 pips this week if there is enough volume to push down 1,400 pips, right? So all right, I hope you can see my screen now. Is everything clear? You can hear me clearly, you can see the screen. Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Okay, perfect. All right, so coming back to what the trade that I did take on Friday, this was 30-minute resistance, but that's not a tradable 30-minute back candle. That's a doji. This is 30-minute resistance, and that's also a 30-minute tradable back candle close, right? So I drew the fib here. Let me see if let me go back and draw the fib again here. Yeah, this was it. This candle, this candle closed at 17:30 IC market server time. So this was the candle close. This candle broke this high. This candle broke this high. This is the most recent low and the highest high in that range. And price came to 3177 something 0.09 or something. I took a trade there that was about 100 and I think 105, 110 pips or something, right? And that was a trade I took. That was a an okay trade. It wasn't a great trade, but there was no volume. There was nothing to do. But the correct trade was actually, in fact, the buys, right? This was the correct trade because 30-minute support did form from a liquidity level. And if you go back and look at the 50-minute time frame, this one took out this low. 15-minute time frame. No, I don't think we had another low being taken out. This was just one, and then this one. This was the next one, right? So you would have to wait for that candle. We have to wait for another low to be taken out. 30-minute support was formed here. So you need minimum, I need minimum two lows to be taken out. So this one was the most recent one, took out, and this was the one before that. This one took out that low. There's none, all the other M15 candles respected their previous M15 lows, and price did come to the optimal entry, tapped it perfectly, right? So this high was 889, and this is 430. So 889, 430. Yeah, perfect tap of the optimal level, 3166.60. Perfect. That's also where the weekly SR level is, exactly where it is. And price just pushed up, right? But that was, I was not trading those hours. Those were just later on. There was no volume. You could see price did nothing on Friday, right? And then later on in the Asian session, we had a huge gap and price went to 3230, right? That was 3194. Then we had 3200 and then 3230. Okay, let's get rid of all of this. Okay. We'll have to take a look at this on the 1 hour. It's really ugly. We have a huge candle. We have the price open, pushed up, came down, and we're pushing back up. We're very likely coming to, it could be coming to fill this gap. That's very possible. Price could be pushing up to fill this gap because there is no news this week. So we could come, fill this gap, and then head back down. That's very possible. We're very bullish right now. On the daily, we're bullish. On the 4 hours, we're bullish. We formed demand here. We formed demand again here. We formed 4 hour support, 4 hour support, and we're pushing up. We're very bullish right now. So we could be coming to fill this gap. That's very likely. Okay. Let's start by looking at this area on the 1 hour. We've gone past this liquidity candle. Let's get rid of that. We haven't gone past this zone. There's a zone here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this and look at the 30-minute time frame. There should be a base there. Yeah, that's it. That's the base. Come deep into 649. Yeah, that's all that's left of it. It's not a high liquidity zone anymore. We've come deep into that zone, but the zone is still valid because we haven't broken the zone yet. We could very likely break it. Very likely. It's been tapped many times. It's very likely going to break. in the first couple of hours of the NY session. We're going to go through that, right? And once we go through that, we might go through all of them. I've said this over and over again. Whenever you have liquidity candles stacked up like this against each other, we're very likely going to go to 3265 and then possibly head to this liquidity candle right here, which is 3279, 3278, 3279. That's where we're heading to, 3279. Okay, you can make note of that. Okay. Okay, so that's 4-hour supply. These are all 4-hour supply zones. The prices would very likely go through all of them to 3265 and then further up. And so all I'm doing is these are drawn last week. I'm extending these liquidity candles to the right. Okay. Yeah, it should be good enough, but I'm going to just extend this as well because eventually we should be coming up to fill this gap, I think. If there is volume this week, it needs volume to come up. Right? It could be coming up to fill this gap. It's possible. Okay, that's supply. Let's take a look at demand. Okay, so we have a rally. There is an invisible candle there because the gap, right? So the price closed here, opened here. There is you can say 178 or 180 pip for a bull candle there. So that would be the rally, two basin candles and a rally. Whenever there is a gap, you can consider that. You can always think of that as an invisible candle, right? So okay, 401, 642. Oh, 642. Okay. You need to take a look at this area as well because prices crossed a weekly SR level. Take a look at it on the lower time frame. There seems to be a base there. Yeah, there is. There is a base there. This would be the rally, the base. Yeah. One here as well. Yeah. Yeah, that one right there. Rally, base, and rally. 242,643. 242. Some 30 demand. It's 4 demand. Further down, we have here a drop, a base, and a rally now. This is, we form new demand here. So I'm just extending that. A drop, this was the base, right? And here's a rally. That's a wide zone, very wide zone. 350 pips. 947,430. Okay. All right, that's good enough. Yeah, that's plenty. Okay. All right, let's take a look at these new demand zones. They're already marked. The liquidity candles have been marked, prices at them. Let's take a look at, we have 3 new demand zones here. Let's take a look at these and see if they're high liquidity zones. Let's start with the one that's closest to current price. Has this taken out any supply to the left? We haven't broken above these, so this is not a high liquidity zone. Has this taken out? Yes, there is a drop, a base, and a rally, a rally, base, and a drop here. That this candle high has taken out, this base. Sorry. So that's a high liquidity zone. Okay. And this one right here, we've taken out this. Even on the one eye, it's visible. This gap up took out this drop, base drop. There's a zone there. That high was taken out with this gap. So this too is a high liquidity zone. Perfect. Okay. One second. Okay. Now, let's see if we have a high liquidity candle in these 3 new zones. Let's get rid of this and start these 3 zones fresh. Okay. So right here, let's start here. There's nothing on the 1 hour, 30 minutes, there is nothing. 15 minutes, there is this candle right here. You have to mark that, can't ignore it. Okay, let's look at the 5 minute. I would keep the 15 minute. You can see the tap here of that liquidity. This one in here, it taps 1, 2, 3, 4 times here. 15 minutes is good. Yeah, we've tapped it 4 times. Perfect. Keep it on the 15. So this high is 398,643. 398,643. Okay. Let's look at the one further down. The largest 1 hour candle would be this. Let's take a look at it on 30 minute. Yeah, 210 pip candle, 163. Let's look at the 15 minute. 164. Oh, I might have two liquidity candles in there. It's nothing on the 5 minute. Oh, there is 131. That one. Yeah, 221. Yeah, we have to go with this one. Yeah, that's the one. And then the liquidity level. Yeah, this candle right here. 663024. Perfect. Oh, I forgot this. Okay, on the 1 hour, there is this candle. Start with marking the base of this candle. 30 minute. Still that candle, but it's outside the zone. 300 pip candle. How much is this? 98. 120. Let's go to the 15. It's 94. Let's go to the 5. So there's a big move up here. That's a clean move up. Tough. It's a tough one. This is where the move started. This is 60 pips. Hmm. 41. This is a bigger move. There is no bull candle. We have to go with the wick there. We're gonna have to go with the wick here. This candle wick. 120. Yeah. Gonna have to go with this wick. Because that's the market open. We don't know what the candle was here. So considering it's a bull candle, Stuff. 1 second. This is low 0642. Yeah, we'll go with that because we didn't break the low here. We, we respected this low. So 863642. 863642. Okay, done. That's it. That's it. Okay. Right now, let's take a look at what price has done in the Asian and London sessions. Right, to go down to the 15-minute time frame. Just a second. Yeah, we've tapped this liquidity candle in the London session. We've tapped it in the London session. Yeah, if it's this, then it's here. Yeah, we've tapped it. Doesn't need to come back down. Could come here. All right. See where the market opened. The market opened here. So the market opened around 3218.5.6. Okay. Um, that's the Asian high is 3250. Exactly at 3250. London low, Asian low, same price. Same price. Okay. 979. 461. 503. Seven six two. Okay, so Asian session we moved about 350 pips. In the London session, same 350, 325, 350, same move. Asian moved down, and then London session moved the exact same amount up, right? So we're ranging, we're clearly ranging. That's the top of a range, and that's the bottom of a range in the Asian and London sessions. It's very clear. Top of the range, bottom of the way. At the top of the range right now, which is around here. Exactly where the liquidity candle is. Prices tap the liquidity candle. We haven't formed resistance yet. This we formed resistance in pre-NY. Yeah, we don't have a 30-minute back candle close. You got to wait for that. We got 19 minutes more. Fine, let's wait for that. Very straightforward. Okay, so let's take a closer look at what price has done. Very bullish, right? From the market open, we kept up very bullish. We were bullish at the end, right at the end of the NY session, the last 2 hours of the NY session. On Friday, volume started to come in. Last 2-3 hours, that's outside my trading window. About 3 hours, price started to move up. Volume started coming to push price up, and then on this morning, price gapped up. What's that gap? 180 pip gap, right? So we're very bullish. We pushed on the way up. Once when the market opened, we created a liquidity candle here, pushed past 3230, went straight to the liquidity candle, tapped the liquidity candle and 3250, created 30-minute resistance and the Asian high. That's 30-minute resistance and the Asian high. 30-minute resistance and the Asian high, and pushed back to 3230 and back to the liquidity candle, right? Pushed back up to 3230, came back deeper into the liquidity candle, didn't break the liquidity candle low, respected the low. We created the Asian low here on the way up, came down here, pushed back up, came back down, grabbed liquidity again. This is inside London session, right? Created the London low, pushed straight up to 3230, range there a bit, pushed back to the liquidity candle and created the London high, right? So we're just being stuck between these two liquidity candles. Now, if we form 30-minute resistance, 30-minute resistance has formed, but that's a doji, but that's still resistance, but it's a doji. And we've rejected the London high. We've tapped it, rejected. I want to see a tradable 30-minute back candle close, right? Price, if a tradable 30-minute back candle closes, then we could draw the fib, M15 fib, and wait for a pullback and take the trade to come to this liquidity candle here, or even to 3230. That's the plan. No buying, right? No buys. As of now, no buys at all. Nothing. Absolutely zero buys right now. Right now, there are no buys because price has to pull back. We're ranging here. We're just going sideways. Look at these 1 hour candles. 3 1 hour candles just closing side by side with nothing. No volume. No volume, no volume, no volume. 3 candles, no volume, right? What is this range? We're stuck in a on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, that's a 63 pip range, 60 pip range. Just trash. No volume at all. So got to wait for 30-minute resistance to form. Buys would be from down, from a liquidity level. Very straightforward. From a liquidity level, either from the liquidity candle or from weekly SR level 3230 or further down, or the EMAs, right? So there is 1, the liquidity candle, 2, the weekly SR level, 3rd EMA, 4th EMA, and 5th liquidity candle. 5 areas where we can anticipate buys from, any one of these 5 areas. But 30-minute support needs to form, a tradable 30-minute bull candle needs to close to take buys. Right now, absolutely no buys. Price can push up, I don't care, it can push up 300, 400 pips, no buys for me. I'm interested in sells. Not that I'm really looking for sells, I'm interested in sells if there is a 30-minute tradable back candle close. Right? Very straightforward. 30-minute tradable back candle close, I'll look for sells. This 15-minute resistance is not enough for me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't trust this because there is no volume. That's why I don't trust it, right? If it was a day with volume, let me explain that more clearly. This is a trade. This is a trade that you can take right here. on any other day, right? 30-minute resistance has formed, even though it's a doji. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. So what I was saying was 30-minute resistance has formed. A 15-minute tradable back candle has closed, rejecting the London high. This one broke this high. This candle broke this high. This is a possible trade, right? For price to come down here. It's about 100 pip move, but I don't trust it. I don't trust it. This is 852358. Because of this, we've been ranging for 3 hours, right? 3 hours we've been ranging, 1, 2, 3 hours. So price can come back here and then push up further to 3250, because the safer stop loss would be above the liquidity candle high, which is here, right? Yeah, I don't. Let me put it this way. I'll be willing to take this trade at 3247.25, basically at the London high or at the sniper entry. I'll be willing to take a trade there, right? Yeah, yeah, I'd be willing to take a trade here. That's it. I'll be willing to take a trade here. I'll be willing to take that trade right up here at the London high. Where is this high? 3247.6. So basically around 3247.5. Let's see what we have there. 5-minute time frame. Let's go to the 1 minute. Yeah, above these highs, I'd be willing to take a trade. If price gets there. $45.91. Yeah, 45.91, and then this one here, 47.6. Yeah, those two entries. I'd be willing to take trades there. Otherwise, no. Any other day, I would have taken an entry here at this drop-based drop. Price has tapped it already to push down. First here, about 60 pips, and then further down here, about 100 pips. But it's just no volume. That looks ugly. So therefore, deeper. And even 3250. I'll be willing to take an entry there as well, 3250. Those are the three entries that I'll be willing to take. 3250. Stop loss would be here. 54.55. 32.54, just above 32.54.55. Okay. And that stop loss is based off this candle right here. Yeah, this 15-minute candle right here. This 15-minute candle is the liquidity candle. It's a 103 pip candle. Prices come once, twice, three times, four times. We're dropping, but I'm not willing to take a trade there. Any other day I would have taken this trade from here, but not today, because we got no volume. Whenever price comes here, it rejects, pushes back up. So I'm not willing to have a wide stop loss on this. Right? If I got in here, then my stop loss would be very wide. Up here is fine. So if we push back up, I'm willing to take entries. 3245.9 or even 3246, 3247.6. Yeah, 3246 is better. 3246, 3247.6, and 3250 with a stop loss there. Yeah, that would be the stop loss. 80, 65, 40, yeah, 45. That's fine. Yeah, we should be coming down. Should be coming down. We could come to 3230 and further down to the London low if you reject the London high. We could be coming there, but I'm not willing to take a chase price here because of this. If you pull back up, I'll take a trade. It's going to place pending orders there. Yeah. Place pending orders. Stop loss would be 32.54.55. There, that's right there. These are the entries. That's a stop loss. TPs would be 3230, 3230. 3230. If you can get that move down, that's a 150 pip move. I'm not willing to sell here. Just manage risk. Where would I manage risk on this? here. Yeah. If I take an entry here, just wait for, I'm going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. If the 15-minute candle closes, this will also be the close of the 30-minute candle. If we close, let's wait for the candle to close. I'll decide. This candle needs to close below this, right? There is support here, low time frame support right here. 3239. Okay, 3239. Yeah, see, we're pushing back up from support. 3239. This is the reason I didn't want to take a trade. 3239. So that is why I didn't want to take a trade here, because 20 pips away is this low time frame support, which we are reacting to right now. Price is pushing up. Yeah, we're pushing up now. If this closes strong bullish, then we could be heading further up. But I'd be willing to take a trade up here, because then that's about a 70 pip drop to that. And if you get further up, that's about an 86 pip drop. Further higher, that's still about 100 pip. That I'm willing to do. Not here. A 15-minute candle needs to close below 32.39. Why 32.39? Support there on the lower time frame. Resistance here, candle closed above, closed back below. Again resistance here. Again resistance, 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 support. Right? Goes all the way back. We don't need to go that further back, but when you just look at a day or a couple of days, you see that the lower time frame support is an important level. 32.39 is an important level, right? So just give me a second. What's happening here? Yeah. Yeah. So as I was saying, we've tapped the minimum area required, which is 3237.5 or 3237. Yeah, we've tapped 3238, 3238, right? So a candle needs to close below this, so for price to continue down. Let's wait. I'm going to wait for this candle to close. See how the 30-minute candle closes. Is it going to close bearish with a wick to fill? Then we could have a pullback and price could come down to fill the wick and continue down. That's a sell trade I'd be willing to take. No buys. As I said, I'm not looking for buys at the moment. Buys are from liquidity levels only, and there are 5 liquidity levels down here. There is the liquidity candle, the weekly SR level, that's 2, this EMA right here 3, this EMA 4, and another liquidity candle here, right? 5 areas of liquidity. That's where I'm looking for buys, right? So until price comes to any one of them, I'm not looking for buys, or it creates a liquidity level, right? If price pushes up, it can create a rally-based rally. That's possible too, but that will take time. That might take an hour, hour and a half to happen. That might happen with the 4-hour candle close. Okay, so we've closed bearish, but a doji, no, we've closed bearish. Weak bearish, but with a wick to fill. Nice, right? So weak bearish, very likely with a big wick, or weak bearish means you could have a wick to fill. So if price pushes back up here, I might take a trade here, one entry here, right here, 43.89. Yeah, 43.89 for 43.90 or 44. You can say 44. Okay, not sure what happened there. 43. Yeah, 43.90 or 40. Yeah. See if he can come there. I don't know if it's going to come there, but we'll see. I don't like chasing price. If it comes there, we'll take a trade. Yeah, yeah. 44.71. What does a 5 minute do? Taken an entry here. Two very small entries here. Two pending orders, and these are the ones I would like to wait for. Uh, no volume, but as like we've seen, it's been 30 minutes since the NY opened. There is no volume. 40 pip candle, 60 pip candle, 28 pip candle. Candle just opened. Let's see. Volume is significantly died in the last 3 weeks for the NY Open. First 2 hours of the NY Open, there's been no volume at all. A candle needs to close 15-minute bear candle needs to close below 3239 for price to come to 3230, right? That's basically it. It's very straightforward. 15-minute bear candle needs to close below 3239 for price to head to 3230. It might do that now without a pullback. That's fine. That happens. That means no sell trade, no opportunity. That's okay. These are the only entries that I'm interested in. I I don't care if price drops 200 pips down all the way here. I don't care. These I'm waiting for a pullback because this is a very ugly area. We're getting close to the fourth hour, but this candle, I don't know how it's gonna close. We've got 25 minutes, a long time for the candle to close. Is it going to close a doji again, just like these three candles? Or is it going to continue to push down or going to push up? Okay, I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes. Got pending orders. These are my pending orders. These are very small orders here, but these are the orders that I'm I would like to see price come to and trigger these orders to push down. Okay, stop loss is there. TPs will be the liquidity candle and then 3230. I'll be back in 2-3 minutes. We're rejecting this area. If this candle closes strong bullish, then we're pushing up. We're pushing up then, if it closes strong bullish. We're pushing further up, if it closes bullish. I'm going to wait for the candle to close, and then I'll decide if I'm going to take out this order or not, because if you close strong bullish, close somewhere here in the next 10 seconds, yeah, then I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take off this order because we're coming higher. Yeah, I deleted that pending order right there because we're coming higher now. 439. Yeah, we're coming deeper. Great. Fantastic. We respected the low, bullish engulfing candle. We're pushing up. So I've taken out this order here. 324389, I've taken that off. I have one at 324471. I might take that one off as well. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Still looking for sells, but got to keep in mind this liquidity candle. We've tapped it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Is it 5 times? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We've tapped it 5 times, so we could go through it. This is why we have to manage risk at, where do we manage risk? Here. 3248. I think 3248 is a good area to manage risk. Just look left. No. 3250. 3250. Yeah. 3248 is okay. Yeah. Yeah. 3248 is good. That's a good place to manage risk. Yeah. But safer stop loss is here. Okay. Yeah, 30 pips basically. Anticipating about 100. Let's see. There's no volume. Very little volume in the market. 60 pips. Current candle is about to close. Also under 50 pips. We've got a minute to close. We are pushing up. We've rejected 32.39 and we're pushing up. That's support, lower time frame support. Pushing up. Yeah, it should be pushing up. So we tapped the liquidity candle in the London session. It doesn't need to tap it again. Mm, doesn't need to tap it again. Tapped it here in the London session, right there. Doesn't need to come back up. And it's come back also in pre-NY, so it doesn't need to come back up here. It could just push down here from now, because that's a doji. If that closed strong bullish, then we're pushing up. But I'm not willing to chase price. I want a price to come up here. Yeah, I'll wait for this area. I'll wait for at least this area to take a sell, to come down. At least here. Yeah, at least above 32.44. 32.44 area for take a sell. It's not worth it because you got lower time frame support right here that the price is reacting to. We should be coming down here, but still we got to get through this. We've had 3 full weeks of this, of no volume. First 2 hours NY open, no volume. Three weeks of this. Yeah, we're dropping now. It's no proper pullback. Yeah, we're coming down now. Because price had tapped the liquidity can in the London session. So coming down, but I needed price to come at least to 32.44 to take an entry. It's not willing to take an entry here. That's okay. Let's see how price comes down, because I think we should have another trade for the day, and it's very likely it'll be a buy trade. That should be the correct trade for the day, a buy trade. To get through this, to go through this, all of this, that'll be the better trade, not the sells, the buys. So I think patiently wait for towards the 4-hour candle close, towards NYSE open, and the 4-hour candle close. The 4-hour candle will close in about an hour, 10 minutes. There's plenty of time. That's about 30 minutes after the NYSE open. And that's the trade that's the better trade to take, the buy. Wait for the pullback, take the buys to go up. It's not the sells, it's the buys that'll be a better trade. Yeah, we're pushing down. That's okay. We didn't we didn't pull back up to trigger the sells. Pushing down. Coming to the liquidity candle now. Yeah, should come to 32.30. It's a Monday. Don't try to um, force a trade today. We've not had volume anyway, so it's 57 pips. 50, 60, 40. Should push down. Yeah, we're coming down to the liquidity candle. Price should continue down. It's about a what 90 pip drop, maybe further down here. Yeah, 130 should come down here to 32.30. Once we come down, that's when that'll be interesting to wait for 30-minute support to form, a tradable 30-minute bull candle to close, to go back up. Yeah, that'll be better. Wait for price to come down. You might come past all of this. You might come down even here, past this zone, down here. Yeah, we could drop another 150 pips because we rejected the London high. We should come down to the London, closer to the London low, or to the liquidity level that's closest to the London low. Yeah, there we go. We came to this liquidity candle. That's done. That's the move. There's no point holding sells now. The move is done. I'm deleting all my pending orders. That's the move that we were expecting. I was expecting that move, but from up here. I wanted price to come at least above these wicks. Above these wicks. This would be the best entry, the optimal entry or the sniper entry. That area would be the best entries. But at least above here, above these wicks, because that was um, the candle that we draw the fib on. This was the pullback. The pullback wasn't enough for me. On days that there is volume, I would have taken that trade. But last 3 weeks, we've had no volume first 2 hours of the NY Open. So I wanted a better entry. I kept saying this. I wanted a better entry price to come above these highs and then take an entry around 32.44 and even higher 32.46. But it was not meant to be. Price dropped to 32.33.50. That's the liquidity candle. We've dropped there. All right, that's the move. We should come further down. Should come further down. Okay, get rid of these things. So need that. Should come down. Coming down. 32.30, and then we're coming down to possibly here, the second EMA. That's where we're coming to. Another 125 pips we should drop. There we go. Coming down. 32.30, almost there. Should come here. Another 110 pips. Some volume now. There we tap 32.30. 118 pip candle. Yeah, there's volume now. We should come down here. Should drop another 110, 120 pips. Yeah, 15-minute candle is close below all of this. We're pushing straight down. We're pushing straight down. We're coming all the way here. Coming all the way down. That's a shame though. We couldn't get on the straight. Price didn't come back up. It's a shame. It's been a nice drop, 250 pip drop. If we got entries up here, it would have been an easy 250, 280 pip trade. It just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, another 120, 110, 120 pips we should drop. Yeah, there we go. Broke the low. We're coming down. Close below 3230. Close below 3239. There was no way to take this trade unless you entered here 3243.5. This candle here. There's no way to take the trade otherwise. It's too much. got 30 minutes to the NYSE open. There should be a trade today. There's going to be there's apart from the sells, there'll be another trade today. There'll be a buy trade today. Yeah. We broken this high? Not yet, right? Yeah. There'll be a buy trade today. We're eventually going to break this high. We're going to go through this liquidity candle. This is sixth tap, right? One, two, three, four, five, fifth tap. Fifth tap. So when price comes to the sixth time, we're going to go through that. Get a buy trade today. Wait for 30 minutes support to form, 30-minute tradable bull candle to close to take the buys to go up. It's going to be with the 4-hour candle close or after that. Another 57 minutes to wait for the candle to 4-hour candle to close. Wait for ID. Wait for the last 30 minutes of the candle close. Wait for that candle to close. Wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Wait for it. Either you'll have 30 minutes support form with the 4-hour candle close, or it might be after that. It might be the 30 minutes after that, right? Just to wait for it. It's got 57 minutes more. Price is still not dropped all the way. It's going to drop. It has to drop all the way. We might have a pullback here and then continue to drop down. So you'll have to wait. It's you got to be patient today. We couldn't get on these sells, so you got to be patient to take the buys, but you got to wait for the 4-hour candle to close. I'll be here for. I'll wait for this 30-minute candle to close. This candle, either this candle should come down here or should close a smaller candle, a weaker candle, and the next one should come further down, right? So just wait. Yeah, that's the top of the range and that's the bottom of the range, 250 pip. Come back here, we should push back up, or we come lower and then begin to close above and then head up. But we should continue up either today or tomorrow. If there is volume, then today. If we come back down, grab liquidity, either at this support here, this 4-hour support right here. Yeah, around there. Either at this 4-hour support or just below it, and then start to push back up. So there is a move down. There is at least another 125 pips more for price to drop. So you gotta just be patient. come deep into this liquidity candle. We're going to go through it. That's a lot of volume. 15-minute candle, 125 pip candle on the 15 minutes. A lot of volume. I hope we have this kind of volume on the way up as well, and it doesn't range like it did on Friday. Just doing this on the way up. Oh, it's dropped already. Okay, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, there's not going to be anything right now. Going to wait for this 4-hour candle to close. 49 minutes. Don't do anything. Don't do anything until the 4-hour candle closes. We're coming further down. We should be coming further down. should come to 32 3226 3226 3 double yeah 33225 3226 and then further down to possibly 3219. Let's see. Just wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Tap this liquidity candle. We tapped it on the way here, on the way up. Yeah, we should come down. Coming back up here, 3239. Oh, pushing up. Wow. Came back to this T2 level. I should drop further. You can take an entry here. Stops above there. But it's better to wait for buys. It's better to wait for buys. The move has already happened. It's better to wait for buys. The safer thing to do is to wait for the buys. And for buys, wait for 30-minute support to form, a tradable 30-minute bull candle to close to take the buys. There could be a trade here. 5-minute candle closes bearish. That's a tap of this T2 level, 32.41. Price could drop all the way down here again. But safer thing to do is to wait for buys. The reason is because that's the bottom of the range. It's the top of the range and that's the bottom of the range. Yeah, there's a minor support level right here. That's why we're reacting to this 3230 minor support level. How is the 5-minute candle closing? Closing bearish. Yeah, it's a tap of 3241.1 or 4241.42, 3241.5. Coming back here, 3228, 3227. This is where we should be heading to. That's the top of the range for our resistance. You can see how we've tapped that, stayed above, stayed below. That's resistance. Here, tap, tap. And here there is a minor level just under this main level here. Under the main level here, there is a minor level here. So we could be coming to this main level here. 3218, yeah, 3220, around 3220, 3218. But price has to close below this. We have to close below. 30-minute candle needs to close below. At least close in this around 3226. If we close at 3226, then we can come down another 100 pips. Yeah, we rejected that 3241.5 and we're coming down. Pushing down. We came back to this zone here. This is a ugly base. That's a rally on the 15 minutes, on the 30 minute as well. That's a rally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 basic candles and a drop, and price came exactly to that range. And I was trying to drop back. If it breaks this low again, if it breaks the low again, so it broke this low once and pushed back up. If it breaks the low here, 32.29. If it breaks 32.29 again, then we're coming down. It needs to break 32.29. Yeah, break 32, close below 32.29, then we're coming down. It needs to break 32.29 for price to head 32.29 to come here. So 32.29 is here, right here. Need to break this low again. It broke it once, pushed straight back because there's a liquidity level. If this weekly SR level wasn't here, price would just continue straight down. But the weekly SR level, as you know, these are liquidity levels and they push price back up. Yeah, these are the liquidity levels. Weekly SR level. So price came there, formed 15-minute support, not 30-minute support, not yet. It's trying to, but it hasn't. It's formed 15-minute support, and it pushed all the way up to this, and now to this T2 level, 3241.5, and rejecting, and it's trying to come back. It needs to break 3229 again, break below that, to come further down, another 100 pips down. Okay, I'm going to be here for another 5 minutes. 7 minutes, five, yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, I'll be, yeah, 6, 7 minutes. Let's wait for the 5 minute candle to close, and then we'll give out the trade idea. Yeah, it's better to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. So I'm going to wait for the 30-minute candle to close because I want to see if price is forming support here to push up or going to form support down here to push up. And for that, we have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close to know what's going to happen. If it's a weak bullish candle, then it could be coming further down. But we have to wait. We have to wait to see look at the 30-minute candle and the 15-minute candle. The 15-minute candle is also important. The 15-minute candle needs to close a bearish 15-minute tradable bear candle, right? Not a doji for price to come down. This candle needs to close. This candle has 6 minutes to close. It needs to close 15-minute tradable bear candle for price to come down. If it closes a doji, that means we're pushing back up. And if it closes a doji, that means the 30-minute candle is likely closing a tradable 30-minute bull candle, right? If the 15 closes a doji, means price is going to close up here. That means the 30-minute candle is going to close up here, which is a 30-minute tradable bull candle, which means that's the candle for the buys to go back up. So you have to wait for this candle to close. 5 minutes more. You got to wait for this candle to close. Don't do anything. And then we have to wait, and then there is not wait, but there is another 30 minutes after that for the 4-hour candle to close. It's best to take a trade, right? If you want to take a buy, just wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Don't do anything right now. Even if this closes a strong bull candle up here, don't take the buys because it's very likely there's going to be a pullback after the 4-hour candle closes because we've been ranging. Price is going to come here and it could range again, right, to where it ranged before. We moved out of it, but if we come back up, then we could range again. So just wait. Yeah, wait for the 50-minute candle to close first, and then let's see. Let's talk about the trade idea after the 50-minute candle closes. Any questions on anything that we've discussed? Drop a message in the chat and I'll do my best to answer. Yeah, we're coming down. See, coming down. 15-minute candle, the 5-minute candle rejected that area, and the 15-minute candle is coming down. If it closes strong bearish, then we're coming down. Okay, we'll wait for a few seconds more for the candle to get almost close, and then we'll discuss the idea. So, yeah, just wait for. Okay, candle is about to close. Weak, bullish, pushing hard, pushing back down. We're going to break this low, 32.29, very likely going to break the low. So wait for the 4-hour candle to close. 4-hour candle has another 30 minutes to close. Wait for it. Don't take any buys until the 4-hour candle close. Don't take any sells either, because the move has already happened. You could have got in here or here, up here, right? Not down here. But we are coming down. Wait for price to come to a liquidity level. We discussed 5 liquidity levels at the beginning of the stream. This was a liquidity candle, the weekly SR level, the EMA, that's 3. The next one, EMA, 4, and the liquidity candle here. So wait for price to come to one of these levels. 30-minute candle has just closed, weak, bullish. Once price breaks below 32.29, again for the second time, we should push down, right? The 1-hour candle is also, yeah, trying to push down, okay? So just wait for price to come down. Wait for 30 minutes support to form. The trade for the session should be buys. We should have a bullish move up, but wait for price to drop down to a liquidity level. There are this liquidity level and this liquidity level, 2 levels here. Wait for 30 minutes support to form, a tradable 30-minute bull candle to close, either this one, this liquidity candle, or 3,200, even further down, right? Wait for a tradable 30-minute bull candle to close, and then draw the M15 fib and look to take the buys. Safer stop loss would be under the liquidity candle low. A more aggressive stop loss would be under the 30-minute candle low that created support, right? And your TP levels will be 32.30, and then 32.43, and then the liquidity candle, right? 32.48, past the liquidity candle, 32.54. Sorry, 32.55, right? So just wait. That'll be the end of the stream. Price should continue to come down. We just need to create a top wick for it to come down. There's no top wick on this candle yet. Price needs to pull back up, create a top wick, and then push down. Yeah, just wait for the 4-hour candle to close. Where is the 4-hour candle? Yeah, wait for this candle to close. We rejected this again, so wait for it to come down at least here to this support here, 27.50. We haven't come there yet, 27.50. Okay. All right, that'll be the end of the stream. So only a buy idea. I've given out only a buy idea for later on for the NY session. So maybe now it's 9:30 a.m. EST, around 10:30 a.m. EST. I'll come back to the charts after the stream ends, probably in about 45 minutes to an hour, and see if there is there. We broke 32.29, so we should be coming further down. We should be coming further down now. Okay, we broke it for the second time. We broke it once, price pushed back up. Now we broke it for the second time. We should continue down. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Around 10:30, after 10:30 a.m. EST is when there'll be a possible trade after 10:30 a.m. EST. Okay. All right. Take care. See you tomorrow. We'll be back 7:30 a.m. EST to do analysis and prep work and look for a trade. All right, within the first 2 hours of the NY session. All right, take care.